Thank you, Board Member Law. Next, we have Board Member Apodaca.
Thank you, Madam President. Since we're not going to be here for Mother's Day, traditionally we celebrate it in my family May 10th, and I know also here in the U.S. we celebrate it on the second Sunday. So I wanted to I'll forego my board report for visits and just really quick offer an anecdote. So for those of you who have roses, this ties to that story. There was once a businessman who was driving by a local flower shop on his way home from work. He noticed there were a lot of people, so he stopped by to see why. As he enters the shop, he sees this big sign across the wall that says, "Happy Mother's Day." And he realized that he had forgotten Mother's Day. Approaching the owner of the shop, he said, "I want you to give me the most expensive, elaborate floral arrangement that you can possibly make." Owner took down the order, said, "No problem, it'll be ready in an hour for you to pick up." The man said, No, my mom lives 3 miles down the street. You can deliver it for me." "Okay, no problem." He pays for it, he leaves. As he's leaving the shop, he sees this little boy sitting on the steps sobbing. He goes up to him and he says, "Why are you crying?" Little boy says, "I wanted to give that to my mother." And he pointed at it, and it was this wilted red rose in the clearance bucket in the window of the flower shop. And he says, "It costs $2.50 and I only have $1.25. I can't afford it." And he began to sob again. The man thought, well, that's just sweet. I want to help him out. So he tells the boy, "It's all right, I'll buy that flower for you. You can keep your money." The boy, of course, was elated and very happy. So the businessman, seeing that the boy had come on foot, offered to drive him to his mother. And the boy said, "Sure. My mom's about 3 miles down the road that way." The man said, "Perfect, here we go." They're driving, and the boy says, "You can stop right here and drop me off." The man looked, and it was a cemetery. He's not going to let the young man go to the cemetery by himself, so he accompanies the boy to his mother's grave and watches as he proudly lays that red rose on his mother's tombstone. After he laid it, he stood up, puffed out his chest, and he said, "Look, Mom, I brought you some flowers. Even though you're not here to celebrate Mother's Day, I will celebrate it for you. I am here personally to give you this red rose, your favorite. Happy Mother's Day. I love you." The businessman was inspired by this boy's actions. He went right back to the flower shop, picked up his mother's flowers, and drove to her house 3 miles down the road. He knocked on her door, puffed up his chest, and said, "Hi, Mom. I came to personally give you these flowers. Happy Mother's Day. I love you." Sometimes we forget our mothers while they are still alive, myself included, because she's watching from home right now. Let us not wait for the day that they can no longer receive our gifts before we give them. So I encourage each of you that have taken the rose, if you're a mother, you deserve it. If you're a son or daughter, take one for your mom. She deserves it. If you're a husband and anything like Maynard, you're probably in the doghouse. Probably take a couple roses. And to all the mothers here and those smiling down on us from above, thank you for your many personal, physical, and emotional sacrifices. Happy Mother's Day. God bless you and keep you. May it be so. And that, Madam President, concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so sweet. Vice President Mendoza.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't know if I can follow that. I know. Well, all I can say